World of Tank Blitzers and future Momrads. I'm Littlefinger. Today I am going to be talking about the premium tier 3 tank, the Grosstraktor. How did I come by this premium tank? Well, this November, World of Tank Blitz is offering a really nice little bundle here called Steam Conqueror Bundle. In the bundle, you get a Tier 8 Panther 8.8, you get a Tier 7 VK 4503, and the Tier 3 Grosstraktor. 3 garage slots, obviously, and 10,000 gold coins, which I plan to use to buy a Tier 8 and Tier 5 premium tank. And then you get 30 days of premium time and 3 million credits to help you equip those tanks. So let's take a look at this tank here. As a premium, you don't have any options as far as guns or engines or anything like that. It comes with 480 hit points and 14 millimeters of armor on the fronts, 8 on the sides. This is horrible. It compares to some of the worst mediums and lights at Tier 3, and I think the only tank in Tier 3 that is worse is the T82 with 13 millimeters. So horrible as far as armor goes, but what makes this tank stands out is the gun. It matches almost exactly to the PZ4A, which if you've seen my video on that tank, wow, that gun is super nice. Rate of fire 4.3 rounds per minute with average damage here at 160 with an HE average round of 220, and the aim time is actually a little bit better than that PZ4A. So I am super stoked to try this tank out. Right now I have it set up with repair kit, multi-purpose, and adrenaline, running all 3 provisions: standard fuel, chocolate bar, and protective kit. Ammunition, I've loaded up 20 rounds of heat and 20 rounds of HE. And of course you can use credits to buy that, and each round of heat is 2,000, so we want to use that sparingly, as it is quite expensive compared to a 38 credits for HE and 30 for AP. Equipment, right now, before I've run it, I am running coated optics and enhanced gun lane drive. We'll see how it plays, and I may or may not choose to fill up that 3rd slot. So let's take a look at some gameplay. Alright guys, last night I played 13 games in the Grosstraktor. I am currently sitting at 83% win rate. This tank is a lot of fun to drive. Being the only heavy in Tier 3, there's nothing heavy about this tank other than the size of it. You can see here we're pushing 25, 26 kilometers per hour up the hill. No problems. It is very mobile. You can turn it quite quickly, and you can do 200 damage with 1 HE round, just like that. The key with this is not to treat it like a heavy tank. If you have been playing some of the upper tiers, like a KV or something, where you know you can bounce shots, this tank will not do that. So as I've been talking about with all of my Tier 3 reviews, I highly suggest that you use terrain, use cover, and just don't trade shots. So you can see we have pushed the mine hill here, and I am trying to keep with HE whenever possible, because remember that heat round is 2,000 credits per shot. But if we've got a tank that's showing a lot of yellow, then I will go ahead and switch over to heat. We had a bunch of guys here sitting in base after we pushed the mine hill, so I'm going to go around and make sure that they don't have time to cap. T46 pops into view, and just go ahead and take him out. my countdown for the adrenaline. I dropped adrenaline at the top of the hill there just because there were so many targets. I wanted to try to get some extra shot in. That is almost over with. So these guys, I don't even know if these guys have even noticed me at this point. But I'll go ahead and drop adrenaline with that 13-second reload. And you can see here, just boom, 200 hit points. Gone, just like that. And here we are, they've got two guys sitting at their spawn, getting shot by one of them. That's 260 meters away. And, very accurate gun. The only downside, obviously, is the long reload time. But you can see here from a distance here, we're dropping almost 200 hit points probably. And, you know, we've kind of controlled this map. Pushed up on the hill, pushed them back, and then cleaned out the base. And we got 4 kills. Very short game. I did 1,137 damage, and it was only good for level 2 mastery badge. Landed 10 shots, and you can see some of these damages. 169, 201, 172. It's a fun tank. Okay, here's another game, this time on Copperfield. And again, we are top tier. This tank definitely stands out when it is top tier. So like I said before, I am going to try to stick with the rest of the team just because, you know, this is not really a frontline heavy tank that can bounce a lot of shots. So I've got all of the support around me. I'm being a little bit more aggressive than I'd like, just because I'm trying to get the most damage out of this game. So I'm going to push up rather quickly around the corner here, and we will see who pops up. So downside there is that long aim time. I was not able to snap a shot off, but that T82 was there, and had I switched to HE, I might have finished him off with one shot, but no worries. We're going to push around the corner. We know we've got 2 guys here. We'll see what we've got. And sure enough, we'll switch over to HE, and 213 hit points. He's now going to back up and not looking at us, so just a quick reload and finish him off. They've got 3 guys that are sitting over at their spawn. So I'm just going to sit here by this rock and be patient and drop a shot into the T46. The PZ4A is going to push up. Thought he was going behind the building, but he does just barely manage to get by there, and then of course the cruiser presents himself. 169 damage. I want to be careful when aiming at the cruiser at their turrets because they do have spaced armor up there. It makes it look like they are an easy target, but you can have trouble getting high rolls with an HE shot. So base is almost captured. I know I don't have time to finish both of these guys off, so I'm just going to go for the AFK, and we will finish him off with one shot. And I was hoping I might get one more shot in, but the game ended there as we were capping the base. So even in that short amount of time, 999 damage there and 3 kills. Alright guys, here's another game. This time Black Goldville as the low tier. And calling for everyone to head up to the caves. And this is obviously fast forwarded here as we drive up to the caves. But you can see we are doing about 35 kilometers per hour uphill. It's a nice speed there. Getting into position here on this map. Being a little cautious, making sure that I am by these rocks, and they've got all of their guys spotted here, so just gonna be patient and look for some shots. realize that that's probably not the best position for me to be in, so I'm going to go ahead and relocate around the corner here. And there's that M2, switch over to heat and drop 200 hit points on him. And my platoon mate, Dirty Derp, finishes him off. Just trying to be patient here. Another 200 hit points. And that time into the side of a tier 4 tank. So, and just remember here, guys, that, you know, when you're firing HE, you have to have a clear shot onto your tank. This will not penetrate through sheds or fences or anything like that, like a AP round will. Been having a little bit of problems with my shot button not going off when I expect it to, and shot that one a little bit late after I was already backing out. I thought I'd shot, but anyway, we've got that SU in our sights. 215 damage there. Platoon mates gets taken out, and I'm waiting on the reload. I know that SU is fairly dangerous, so trying to make sure I get rid of him, which is why I switched over to heat there. Now he is just a very low roll on HE, can hit him just about anywhere, but he gets taken out. We are 4 on 2 at this time. And you can see here I've been very conservative with my hit points. And now we are 3 on 2. And the T-46 is showing me the top of the tank there. So I'm able to finish him off. And now the PZ-3. And you can see this is kind of the difficulties with, I figured that he was going to keep going forward, but he stopped to shoot. And I missed there. That HE round is showing that I can definitely penetrate the side armor, but not from the front. So I tried a heat round, which all it did was track him, and I was hoping I could get around to the side. And you can see here, just AP's not going to work. So let's go back to heat and get one in the front there. Our team's getting a little frustrated that it's 3 on 1, and this guy is surviving as long as he is, and quite frankly I think I was too. Starting to rush, you can see missing some shots. But when you have a tank like this that your HE round's not going to penetrate, you need to do a very good job aiming. You can see here I hit him right in the back track, and only did about 50 damage there. So figure at this point in time I need to just get in close and try to finish him off, and get another shot in there and another 50 damage. And we're just pecking away at this point in time, and luckily he's going after everyone else and not worried too much about me, but maybe he should have been right here as I get him on the side and finish him off. And I don't know what our SU was doing, but I don't think he got any damage in the game, whereas I did over 1100 there. Yeah, the SU had 0 damage. So anyway, even in a tier 4 game, you can be top scorer here. You can see some nice rolls on a couple of those shots, and then some not so nice rolls. Alright guys, lost Temple this game. And just surveying our team and figuring out which way we're going to go. I'm going to go ahead and push up to the temple. Looks like we've got everybody except for one that's going to follow us. Figured I would just wait here kind of on the back lines. But when nobody pops up, decide I will go ahead and push on through. And now we've got a DW straight ahead and look like 3 tanks down in the far corner. Now 4 in the far corner. So figure our DW is our weak link. He must have gone off alone. So let's go ahead and get him out first. You can see with AP I am nothing but red, and I know that the same is going to be it's going to be the same for HE. So I'll switch over to heat and get a little bit unfortunate here as this shot hits on his side and doesn't do any damage. But luckily the Hetzer and the Keeney were able to finish him off. Now we know the rest of the team is down in the far corner. So I'm going to come over here with my platoon mate to the left, thinking that they're going to be pushing around the corner, which will give us some shots and some cover from these buildings. Valentine pops up, so I'm going to go ahead and break the wall here just so I can see exactly where I'm aiming, and patiently wait and shoot, and of course hit the rock. Do bounce a shot there, and thankfully M3 Lee was not a noob and didn't block me there, so I was able to back up. Don't like the fact that we've got 4 tanks all sitting in one spot. You can see that PZ4 was shooting heat and hit the fence and explode the fence, and sure enough I did the same thing. Forgot to switch over to AP, and I burned down that little hut. So anyway, now I know the frontal armor on the M3 Lee is pretty strong, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a heat round on him and just try to hold our position here. You can see I move forward behind the building as I'm reloading. No point just sticking out there for no reason when you can't even shoot. Try to get one shot in behind that M3, but he manages to go a little bit faster than I could aim. But he is going to continue around. I know there's all of these huts and stuff, so I'll switch over to AP. And the side isn't as strong on the M3 Lee, so I'm able to finish him off. And we've got the cruiser over here by himself now, so we will push on him hard. Which turns out to be a moot point just because the Hetzer finishes him off right here. So now we've got to find the 3 others. So we'll circle back around the temple and head to that corner again. So we've got 2 spot up here, Valentine to my left. Definitely more of a threat than anybody else. So switch over to HE and do a 228 roll on him. And you can see here I'm pushing away from the building so that while I'm reloading he doesn't have a shot on me. He's focused in on the Hetzer, which is obviously his biggest threat. It takes the Hetzer out, but I reload and get him out. I'm going to drop adrenaline here just because of my long reload, and this guy's in a bad situation. And I can get one into the front plate there. And he drops off the hill. And now all I need to do is just hit him anywhere with an HE round, and he is dead. So there's 1 guy left. So last one at green 3. I guess he meant their green 3, not our green 3, because our guys kind of just sat here expecting him to show up at base. So I've got this fast forwarded because basically, yeah, I think he was probably AFK. So lesson learned there, when anyone says green 3, they mean their own green, not your green. The M3 Lee gets there, but is unable to penetrate the Hetzer. I don't know what he was doing. Too lazy to go around the side, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, we capture the base and get the win. 2 kills here. As low tier, I was still able to do 930 damage. So this tank does hold its own even in the upper tier games. Alright, last game I'll show you guys, this time on mines spawning from the south side. Just want to give you a different view here. So I'm going to try to push the hill. Primarily because, obviously with a gun that's shooting HE, long distance shots from the corner of this map aren't as effective. So go ahead and get a shot there in to the side. And that T-46 comes over the top, and I know he doesn't have the gun depression to get down this low, so I'm kind of in a safe spot right here for now. T-46 is going to try to push around, get a nice shot in to kill his engine and his ammo, and just being patient, waiting for the reload here, and probably need some better reaction times because I go ahead and shoot after he's already been killed. So again, I have to wait that 13 seconds for the reload. But I'm going to go ahead and push back up the hill while that's going on. And this SU is pointed at me, and you can see a very careful aim, and finish him off with one shot. The HE, you want to aim for a very light yellow. That's where you're most likely to penetrate. And you can see here that was bad aim. I aimed right at his tracks, and sure enough it tracked him, but it only did 39 damage. So I'm going to aim a little bit higher this time, and just go ahead and finish him off. You can see how well this tank turns around. I'm on the reload. I've got 2 targets down here, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the adrenaline and finish the M2 medium off with a shot to the side. And now I'm just going in. Don't want this guy to get away. So we will get a nice shot here and a nice little love tap, and team finishes him off. So 3 kills. I think I did over 1,100 damage on this game in a very short amount of time. This is a really fun tank, and so far not regretting having made this purchase. So now I'm going to go try the other 2 tanks and see if I can't get some reviews out to you real quick. I'll let you know my overall thoughts on this package. And as always, guys, have fun out there. Stay safe. Get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.